Chapter 6, Master Budgeting, Master Budget and Responsibility Accounting, Part 3, Other Budgeting Issues. So as we know, businesses like people need budgets, right? So now we'll look at a few other issues related to budgeting. We've described the budget, looked at advantages. We also spent a lot of time preparing operating budget and supporting schedules. Now we're going to look at these learning outcomes, and you really just, where to go? We really just need to read this in the textbook, because this is where the information is, but this is the stuff that multiple choice questions are made of, you know. So managers use computer-based systems such as enterprise resource planning systems to manage their business and to perform calculations for these planning models. Budgeting tools within ERP systems simplify budgeting. They reduce the need to re-input data, and they reduce the time required to prepare the budget. And that is significant because this is a really time-consuming process. Software packages typically have a sensitivity analysis module that managers can use in their planning and budgeting activities. So as we learned from the table shown here, the master budget assumes a particular mix of product sales, selling price, material costs, with resulting budgeted operating income. In scenario 1, where are we? Scenario 1, I think this is right here. In scenario 1, a what if looks at an alternative. The price has been reduced with no offsetting decrease in direct material cost or increase in units sold. This results in a 22% decrease in budgeted operating income. In scenario 2, instead, we're looking at an increase in direct material costs, resulting in an 8% decrease in budgeted operating income. This kind of advance notice gives managers an idea of where they should focus efforts to ensure meeting the budgeted operating income. Okay, so this is terrific information. Years ago, none of these tools were available. And to attain the goals described in Master Budget, top managers must coordinate the efforts of all the firm's employees. How much each company structures its organization significantly shapes how it coordinates its actions. So organizational structure is an arrangement of lines of responsibility within an organization. So responsibility center is a part, segment, or a subunit of an organization whose manager is accountable for a specific set of activities. So responsibility accounting is a system that measures the plans, budgets, actions, and actual results of each responsibility center. And there are 4 types of responsibility centers, as you already know. We've got cost centers accountable for costs, revenue centers accountable for revenue. A profit center, similar to net income, is accountable for revenues and costs, and an investment center is accountable for investments, revenues, and costs. So budgets offer feedback in the form of variances and provide managers with early warning of problems. They can also be the basis for performance evaluation and are a basis for strategy evaluation. So controllability is the degree of influence a specific manager has over costs, revenues, and related items for which he or she is responsible. A controllable cost is any cost primarily subject to the influence of a given responsibility manager. Responsibility accounting is more far-reaching. It helps managers to first focus on whom they should ask and not on whom they should blame. The more fundamental purpose of responsibility accounting is to gather information from various personnel to enable future improvement. Okay, so it focuses on gaining information and knowledge, not only on control. And the purpose is to enable future improvement, and performance reports for responsibility centers are sometimes designed to change managers' behavior and the direction of top management's desire, even if the reports decrease controllability. It's a delicate balance here, though. So budgeting is most effective when lower-level managers actively participate and meaningfully engage in the budgeting process. Human factors are crucial in budgeting. We often think of budgeting as a mechanical tool because the numbers and the techniques are free of emotion, but just think you're talking about someone's area of responsibility, maybe something that they poured a lot of themselves into. So the administration of budgeting requires education, persuasion, and intelligent interpretation. Now, budgetary slack is a concern for firms when using budgets for performance evaluation. There are many techniques to avoid or minimize this negative aspect, including the use of stretch targets and Kaizen budgeting. So stretch targets are a challenge, but achievable levels of expected performance. Okay, they're challenging but achievable. Okay, that's how to think. Challenging but achievable. And they're intended to create a little bit of discomfort, like, you've got to reach a goal, but not that much. That's the way a course should be. And Kaizen budgeting explicitly incorporates continuous improvement. That can be a problem. Anticipated during the budget periods, anticipated during the budget period in the budget numbers. And sometimes continuous improvement is out of reach. You just can't get any better. Now, do managers in multinational companies find budgeting to be a helpful tool? A natural question when you consider the volatility of exchange rates, among other conditions. But the answer is yes. Though the use of a budget is often modified to accommodate that volatility. Okay, so international presence gives us access to markets and resources and drawbacks. We're operating in less familiar business environments and exposure to currency fluctuations, which can be significant. So multinational companies earn revenues and incur expenses in many different currencies and must translate their operating performance into a single currency for reporting results to their shareholders each quarter. Okay, and that's it.